Good morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. And today I'm going to be doing a pretty simple card. Again, I have a concept in my head. I haven't tried it out yet, so we're going to see how it goes. Welcome to October, everybody. Welcome to Australia being in daylight savings time. So if you're in North America, I hope you have found me, because our clocks changed on Sunday. So when you're on, please do say hello in the comments so I know you're here. Today I'm going to be pulling out this Happy Hedgehogs stamp set, which as you know, I do very much like hedgehogs. I don't do any hedgehog just because they're a hedgehog. I go for cute hedgehogs. These are cute. These are not as cute as some hedgehogs have been, but these are cute. But I haven't been doing very much with it. I probably made 1 or 2 cards with it. I've probably done those here live for you. So bear with me if you're not a big hedgehog fan, but I am going to talk a bit about some of our Stampin' Blends, because that's what I'm going to be using to color these today. So I'm going to set that aside. Good morning, Gladys, or good evening where you are. Thanks for joining me today. So I've got a piece of our basic white that I'm going to stamp on with our Memento Tuxedo Black, because our Stampin' Blends are alcohol ink. That's what makes them blend so nice and smoothly. And when you're using alcohol ink, you need to use water-based. For coloring, you need to use water-based ink for stamping, so that the alcohol in the ink doesn't dissolve and smear the ink that you've stamped with. That's what I'm trying to say. It's the opposite way. If you're coloring with markers or watercolors or something, you want to use the StazOn Jet Black, because it is more alcohol or solvent based ink, and the watercolors won't make it bleed. So today we're using Memento and Stampin' Blends markers. So I'm going to be doing a lot of reaching in front of the camera. I apologize, because everything is at the back of my desk there. So I think I'm going to start with the tree image from this set, and I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat that I cover with a piece of grid paper, so that when I'm stamping off the edge, I'm not stamping right onto my mat. But this is because photopolymer stamps do not have, sorry, we didn't sleep very well here last night, and it's coming out in the fact that I can't put words together. Rubber stamps, red rubber stamps, have a foam backing on them, which cushions them when you stamp. Photopolymer stamps are clear all the way through. They do not have that cushioning, so we add it on the bottom by putting a Stampin' Pierce mat. I know what I'm trying to say. I'm just having trouble doing it. So I'm going to put the tree a little bit high up. There we go. And if you've been with me, you know I like to clean my stamps off right away, because otherwise I wind up dropping them onto my project, or it's trouble if I don't. Let me see how I want to get a hedgehog or 2 down here. Remember, I told you I have a concept, but I haven't tried it. So, oh goodness, next door they're doing a fire drill. I don't know if you can hear that. But I can. If you join me, please do say hello so I know that you are here. I am working with Happy Hedgehogs. I've got a scene in my head. I'm just having trouble getting it onto the paper. But we will get there. I think we will go this way with this one. Put it up pretty close there. Okay, now I really squished the ink in there. We're going to clean that off and start again. Okay. I like that I can see through. I want it pretty close to the base of that tree, and I can see exactly where I'm putting it. There we go. Hey Roseanne, I'm glad you found me. Yes, our clock's changed, and I mentioned it in my blog post last week, but I didn't remember to put something up on my Facebook page about that. So I apologize to anyone who's watching this on replay because you thought I was going to be on an hour different. Now which one to put on? Yeah, I think the bird. But I also think I better figure out, I really want this mushroom on. I think the mushroom's pretty cute, and I really think I need to figure out where that's going to go before I place the birdie. One butterfly, I think. Okay, let's do some coloring in and see if we've got anything good here. So, one of the things that Stampin' Up! Came out with, I guess last year, is the Naturals Stampin' Blends. And one of the intentions was to have a range of colors that could be used for skin tones, which I really like. It says, perfect for adding color to line art images of people, nature, and more. So yes, I agree. I'm going to use some of them on the nature stuff. But I wanted to show you, if you don't have these already, I wanted to show you where they are because they're kind of hidden in this year's catalog. So this is the Ink Accessories spread, pages 128 to 129. And right here is where they are pictured, and they're listed down here, number 9. So I wanted you to see that in case you say, oh, that looks like a good range to have, and then you go trying to find it and you can't find it anywhere. Natural Tone Stampin' Blends, page 128 in the corner. So, hello, Marcia. Thanks for joining me. I made this because when I pulled out the blends, here they all are. I told you I'd be reaching in front. These caps don't really tell me so much. They're very hard to differentiate, I think. And even, you know, what's light, dark versus light, and the caps, again, don't really tell you. And I think I don't know. So I made a cheat sheet, and I just keep it above where I store my blends so I can pull it out, so I can pick out which color I actually want, which I find helpful. And I probably will make another one that puts the other brown colors on there as well, like the ivory and bronze, crumb cake, and soft suede, because I don't have those on there. But that's okay. I've got enough colors. I can pick out what I want to use for things. So I'm going to move those up here out of the way, and I'm going to start, I think, with the trunk of the tree, because that's easy to that's easy to choose. I'm going to use the light of the deep, which is there. Oh, and with these two, they have named them in the catalog, but on the sides they just call it like SU200. So I've put the numbers on here too. The higher the number, the lighter the color, or pinker, or lighter, I don't know. But maybe eventually they'll put numbers on a bunch of them, but I find it useful because what's light and what's dark, and yeah. So I'll actually get to coloring here. While I'm doing that, there's lots of time for chat. So chime in, please, with what's going on in your lives. We are definitely in springtime here. Yesterday was grayer, but we had 3 or 4 days of sunshine, which was lovely. Today we're going to be grayer, and the chance of rain picks up. I was chatting with somebody in Adelaide yesterday, and they said it was bucketing down over there, which means that it's going to start raining later on today here and overnight and probably into tomorrow. But oh well, we know how to deal with that. I think I'm going to take, what is it, medium light, right? Yes, medium light, or number 800. There we go. For the underneath areas of the hedgehog. We do not have hedgehogs over here in Australia, except, I don't know, maybe there's some in a zoo. We have possums, and not like opossums in the US. I don't know, does Canada have opossums? But possums, sugar gliders are a kind of possum. So we have various sizes and species of those here. They just live in our parks. They're very cute. If we let them, Noah thinks possum poo is a lovely delicacy. No, thank you. So, oh, there you go. Take any advantage to it, expand your footprint, right? With your craft area, Roseanne? Okay, so that's the underside. I did that with that. I'm gonna take the medium, light, dark. See, there's the medium, light, light, and there's the medium, light, dark, which are these two. I'm going to use that as a base coat for the top side here. And what else is going on anywhere? I don't know. There's a good joining deal in October if you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you'd like to get a discount on your product. It's a good deal coming up. Well, that has started yesterday here. We're the Starter Kit Plus, pay $169, and usually you'd get $235 worth of product in your starter kit, and now it's $283. You can choose anything you want. I'm going to take number 500, which is medium dark. Deep, medium, deep, medium, deep. There we go. Number 500, I think would be good to add a little depth. That was medium dark. And now I'm going to do number 400, which is medium deep light, number 400. I don't know, I'm making it up as I go, really. Let's see what we get. If it's rubbish, I can always throw it away. Just trying to add a little variation to the coloring. So it doesn't look flat. Hello, Renata, thanks for joining me. So I do light, medium, light, dark. I'm gonna come back in with my medium, light, dark, number 700. Come in and just add a little bit down here where there's a little bit of a shadow. And I'm going to come back with the light version of that and kind of blend it really. Blend it in a bit, I thought, or, you know. I thought that's what I'd done before. Okay. I got one little board outside the line there. So I'm just going to add, this is Color Lifter. And it doesn't make it go completely away, but it'll help. There we go. I'm looking at it on screen too to see how it's looking. It looks better on screen maybe. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to bring in my light smoky slate for the underside of the bird, I think. And that's a little bit darker than I really want. So again, I'm going to bring in my color lifter and I'm going to just kind of lighten that up a little bit here. We're going to make a bluebird of happiness, right? So, bring in my balmy blue. That's the light. This is the dark. They don't look particularly different, do they? Here we go. And this is So Saffron. I'm going to do the underside of the mushroom. In that. That was the light. I'm going to bring in the dark. I think maybe my markers are drying up a little bit. Probably need to replace that one. And I'm going to go ahead and do all the little circles in So Saffron as well. And I'm just choosing, I'm going to do the mushroom cap. Well, let's do the stem. I think I'm going to do that in Crumb Cake Light. Yeah, let's start with that anyway. And then this is Real Red Light, and I'm going to do the mushroom cap in that. So even though I'm not cutting out and layering up these images, I am doing it on a separate layer of cardstock. And some people may wonder why that is. If I'm just doing a one layer card, why don't I just do it right on what's going to be the card base? And the answer to that is both, because I think even I might decide to put a layer of colored cardstock behind this before I put it on my card base. But even if I don't, I think having the white on white is a nice layered effect in and of itself. But also, I don't know if you've ever looked at the backside when you color with Stampin' Blends, but the ink bleeds through, especially where I've used that color lifter, because it's called a color lifter, but really it pushes the ink deeper into the paper, so less of it shows at the surface, so more of it shows on the backside. So that is one reason I almost always put my coloring with blends on a layer so that it doesn't, so someone doesn't open up and see that on the inside of their card. Oh, the new Roseanne, you didn't see the yeah, the new stamp suite that they released early to demonstrators yesterday. Yeah, I looked at it long and hard and decided not to add that to my free shipping yesterday. Yeah, I did do it yesterday. I ordered a couple of sets that I hadn't ordered yet out of the mini catalog, non-holiday ones, because I realized how really appropriate they are for springtime here. Okay, so now I'm going to figure out a green or two. Excuse my arm again. I'm bringing in my bright greens. I've got Granny Apple Green and Parakeet Party. I'm going to use the Granny Apple Green dark on my grass. And I'm going to use Parakeet Party dark, I think, on my leaves. And your eye is going to read them. Sometimes greens can really clash, like if you would put like Mossy Meadow and granny apple green together. These are going to read in your brain the same way, but they're just going to be, Parakeet Party is going to be lighter and brighter than that granny apple green. So they're not going to clash, but you're going to realize there's a difference. Let's see how it goes with that bullet tip. Sometimes I feel like I'm neater in small spaces with that very fine point on the brush tip, and sometimes I feel like I'm better with the bullet tip. Yeah. And then there's a leaf right there as well. And I'm gonna bring in Flirty Flamingo, I think, for flowers. I'm using the light on the flowers that are open. And so did you guys do the Stampin' Up! World Card Making Day event? You probably saw on my blog, I did my own event. Didn't even turn it on. There are those. I'm going to do the, oh, here's the flower that the bird is holding. I'm going to do the buds in the dark. Because I think buds are often darker than the petals once they're opened. And I might do just a bit of the dark at the base of each petal. How's that for getting intricate on this card? Then I'm going to do a dot of the So Saffron in the centers of the flowers. Okay, what's left? The butterfly. Just looking at my colors and trying to figure out what maybe to do. I think maybe some pale papaya up here. back to my light smoky slate for the body. I'm just going to go ahead with the pale papaya on the outside of the wings too. I think what I'll do is another layer on there. Another layer, it just darkens it up a little bit, but keeps it the same actual color, plus all of the little ribbing there. There we go. Okay, now the other thing I want to add with the stamp is a little bit more grass to kind of ground the rest of these guys. So let me see exactly where I want these. Let me start with that and see if I think I need any more. And again, I was using the Granny Apple Green Dark for the grass. And that might be just enough. Or maybe ground this a little bit more so it's not quite so floating in space. There, I like that better. What do you think? Good so far? Now I've been trying to think about the sentiment on here. What comes in the set is, it's so nice of you to be so nice, and finding a friend is the best discovery of all, which is the one that I like better. Mount that up and see how that might do. I think so, right up there. And if this messes up all of this coloring, boy, will I be mad, right? Let's put the mat under it. I'm not pushing super hard because I don't want the rubbered the photopolymer to kind of splort with the pressure, and it keeps that very fine text crisp. There we go. So now the question is, bring in my card base. Now my question is, do I keep it just like that? Or trying to see it on the screen before I mess with it too much. So, what do you think? With? Yeah, I like it with the black layer too. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I do think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, bring in my glue. Yeah, I like both the looks, but it just pops a little bit on the black. And I don't know if you're seeing what I'm doing, but I turned it so I can see the three sides at this end more easily. And I held it at a pretty severe angle so that the glue wasn't actually engaging until I was sure I had an even margin. And then I laid it down. And I am set all the way around. I find that, so again, it went like that. And my glue is like in there. So I can go, I'll even show you. These are my tips and tricks. When you come to my classes, I try to show these things because I see people do all kinds of things. Like I'm trying to line it up and then drop. And that doesn't help you so much. But by holding it at an angle, I can go all along here. My glue is not engaging with anything. And I can see the margin on each of these edges. Hold it in place and lay it down and do any little nudging I need to. And it should be well lined up. I am not going to add any embellishments to this because I don't think it needs it. I think we're good just as we are. It'll be easy to mail, but I think it's got some pretty good depth of colors because of the Stampin' Blends and the layering we did various places. This is subtle, but there are two different colors of blue on the bird. Oh, Siri. I don't know why Siri thinks I'm talking to her when I'm not. But there we are. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back same time, same place next week. If you are late to join me today from North America, it is because our clocks did change So I do have a link on my blog posts about my creations on Facebook Live that will let you double check the start time where you are. So I will try to remind people on my Facebook page that clocks changed here so that you can get the right time. So see you next week. Bye-bye.